ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति सुपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगुणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च ये कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्द राधा कान्द नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी शबानुसुदे देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण तुदीय पद पंकज पंजरांधम अद्वैवमे विशदु मानस राजहंसा प्राण प्रयाण समये कपवाद पीते खंडावरोधन विदो स्मरणं कुतस्ते गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna, Hari Om Tat Sat. So, welcome all the devotees for today's Mukundamala Stotra class. We are reciting Stotra number 51. Alam 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 eka praninam pada patakanam nirasana vishayaya Krishna Krishne divani yadi bhavadi mukunde bhaktirananda sandra karatalak kalita samoksha samrajya lakshmi alam 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 eka praninam patakanam nirasana vishayeya Krishna Krishne divani yadi bhavadi mukunde bhaktirananda sandra करतल कलितासा मोक्ष साम्राज्य लक्ष्मी। हरे कृष्णा। तारिणी माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। अलम अलम अलमेक प्राणिनां पातकानां निरशन विषये या कृष्ण कृष्णेति वाणी यति भवति मुकुन्ते भक्तिरनन्त शान्त्रा करतल कलिताशा मोक्ष साम्राज्य लक्ष्मीः। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
वंदना माता जी।
हरे कृष्णा। अलम 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 एक प्राणिनम पताकानां निराशना विषये या कृष्णा कृष्णेति वाणी यादि भवति मुकुन्दे भक्तिर् चंद्रा करताल कलिता समोक्षा साम्राज्या लक्ष्मी।
वेरी गुड। प्रिंस प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। अलम 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 एक प्रणिनां पतकानां निरासान विषयया कृष्ण कृष्णेति वाणी यदि भवति मुकुन्दे भक्तिरानंद संद्रा करतल कलिता स मोक्ष साम्राज्य लक्ष्मी।
Okay, can you please read the translation also?
Yes, Prabhuji. Translation: by themselves, the word Krishna, Krishna are sufficient to drive away the sins of all living beings. Anyone who possesses devotion for Lord Mukunda, that is densely imbued with ecstasy, holds in the palms of his hands the gifts of liberation, worldly influence, and wealth.
Very good. By themselves, the words Krishna, Krishna are sufficient to drive away the sins of all living beings. Anyone who possesses devotion for Lord Mukunda, that is densely imbued with ecstasy, holds in the palms of his hands the gifts of liberation, worldly influence, and wealth. So, what Kulachekar Alvar is telling here, simply by chanting the two-syllable Krishna, Krishna, two syllables. Okay. if you continuously chant Krishna, this name is sufficient to drive away all the sin of all living beings. And anyone who possesses devotion towards that Supreme Lord, Krishna, Mukunda, that is densely imbued with ecstasy, holds. So in their palms, what will be the gift of liberation, worldly influence, and wealth? They will be the recipient of liberation, worldly influence, and wealth, which simply chants the holy name of Lord Krishna. Because there is no difference between the name of Lord and the Lord himself. They are identical. So it is as good as Krishna being present in front of us and giving us all the worldly influence, wealth, and liberation to us, simply because we are chanting his holy name, which is non-different from himself. So that is the benefits. All the sins will be eradicated. On top of that, we'll get liberation. So just like when we chant the holy name of the Lord, bhukti, mukti, and siddhi, everything is, everyone is standing right in front of our door with folded hands. Can we come in? But a devotee doesn't entertain either bhukti, mukti, or siddhi. Why? Because Krishna Bhaktas are not bhukti kamis, siddhi kamis, or mukti kamis. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama. Okay, what is this? Atayeva Shanta. Krishna Bhakta means they are Nishkam. They don't have any material desires. Okay. Even bhukti means sense enjoyment. Siddhi means the Ashta Siddhis, material Siddhis, Anima, Mahima, Lagima, Prapti, such Siddhis. They are not interested in Siddhis, and neither they are interested in Mukti, which is liberation, impersonal liberation. Krishna Bhaktas want to serve the Supreme Lord eternally, whether they are in the material world or in the spiritual world. So Krishna Bhakta, Nishkama, Atayeva Shanta, Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami, Sakali Ashanta. All of these categories people, Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami, desiring Bhukti, Siddhi, or Mukti. They're all Ashanta. They will not have peace. Anyway, these are all byproducts. So they don't bother. They don't consider them at all. Let it come. We can use this in the service of Supreme Lord. So even if devotees are endowed with worldly influence and wealth and such other attributes, they will use it in the service of Supreme Lord. And definitely they don't want impersonal liberation. They want only Bhakti Uda 7. They want to do devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, wherever they are situated, in the material world or in the spiritual world. And as a byproduct, all their previous sins will be destroyed. All these previous sins will be destroyed. So even they are least bothered whether the sins are destroyed or not. They want to just serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's why this two-syllable Krishna, so potent, very, very potent. It's the Supreme Lord and the name are identical. There's no difference. We should not see any difference. Similarly, the deity of the Supreme Lord in the temple and the Lord are identical. We should not see any difference. Oh, this is made of stone, this is made of metal, this is made of marble. No. Sometimes, the devotees of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, sometimes, so Lord is there in this deity. So Srila Prabhupada, chastised, no, Lord is not in the deity. The deity is Lord. It's not that Lord enters into the deity. We should see that deity is the representation of Supreme Lord. There is no difference between the Supreme Lord and his deity form. Archa Vigraha means deity himself. So that is the importance of Krishna. So it purifies the contamination of all the living beings, plus gives side products in world influence, wealth, liberation, etc. But as far as devotees are concerned, they are least bothered about these byproducts. Their main intention is to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead for his satisfaction. So King Kulashekara's declaration that the holy name drives away sins brings to mind a similar statement spoken by Namacharya Haridas. First, he quoted a verse that makes use of the analogy of the rising sun. So this declaration of King Kulashekara is substantiated by whom? Namacharya Haridas. So he gave an analogy about the rising sun. What he says, Amhasam samharat akhilam sagrat udayad eva sagala lokasya taranir iva timira jaladim jayadi jagan mangalam harer nama. As the rising sun immediately dissipates all the world's darkness, which is deep like an ocean, so the holy name of Lord Hari, if chanted once without offenses, dissipates all the reactions of living beings' sinful life. All glory is to that holy name of the Lord, which is auspicious for the entire world. So this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Andya 3.181. So as soon as the sun rises in the eastern horizon, everything will be clearly seen. Darkness is gone. So the darkness is dissipated, and when the light comes, we can see everything very clearly. In darkness, we won't be able to see this. The moment sun rises, we can see everything clearly. Similarly, all our ignorance will be dissipated and will be, will be awarded with knowledge. Okay, so from nascence to knowledge, from darkness to light. Then sun brings us from darkness to light, and the chanting of holy name brings us from ignorance to or nascence to knowledge. So, and which is deep like an ocean. So the holy name of Lord Hari, if chanted once without offense. So what is the condition? Chanting the holy name of Lord Hari should be without offense. There are so many offenses that we have to take care of. 10 offenses before chanting the holy name of the Lord. We usually recite. We read that. So we should avoid all the offenses. So offenseless chanting. There are 3 types of chanting. Namabhasa, Namaparada, Namabhasa, and Shuddhanam. So Namaparada means we are chanting the holy name of the Lord, but with some offenses. We are criticizing devotees, we are criticizing other demigods, okay? And we are not giving due respect to the spiritual master, and we are chanting for material benefit. These are all offenses. So many offenses like that, 10 main offenses. So we are chanting, at the same time we are committing some offenses that is on the platform of Nama Aparatha. So second level, higher level is Nama Abhasa. That's a clearing stage. Okay. We are slowly and gradually clearing all the offenses and chanting the holy name of the Lord. And the third higher level, the topmost level is Shuddhanam, without any offenses, without any material expectations or motivations. So that is a pure chanting, that is offenseless chanting. So if chanted once, even once Krishna without offenses, dissipates all the reactions of living beings' sinful life. All our sinful reactions can be mitigated, can be destroyed simply by chanting once Krishna offenselessly. All glory is to that holy name of Lord, which is auspicious for the entire world. And this chanting of Harinam, holy name of Lord, brings auspiciousness to the entire humanity. Not only humanity, to all the living beings, even animals and other living beings. If they hear the chanting of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even they are benefited. That's a Prabhupada recommends. Whenever possible, you chant the holy name of God loudly, so that there are many living entities in the atmosphere, okay, whom we cannot see, and there are animals. They will also get benefited by hearing this. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was going to Vrindavan through the Jharkhanda forest. Okay. Now he made all the animals to dance and chant, chanting Hare Krishna mantra, and the animals started chanting and dancing also. So that's the power of the mantra. As of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Lord Krishna himself. So he can make them dance and chant. It is possible. So that's the power of mantra to show us that. So it is beneficial not only for human being, it is beneficial even for other living beings. Because simply by oral reception, their this thing transmigrant to higher form goes in a faster pace. Okay. Sometimes they can skip also. Then they immediately come to the human platform. Just like some of the children, they will get double promotion from say 5th to directly 7, 7 directly to 10 because of their extraordinary what do you call excellence in their studies. Similarly, because such animals or such other living beings other than human beings, if they hear the holy name of the Lord, they will also get the benefit of double promotion, triple promotion, and they will immediately come to the platform of human life. From there, they can immediately go to the spiritual world. Because from the animal or any other lower beings, they cannot go to the spiritual world. Okay. There may be some exceptions, but generally it is not possible. The springboard to go to the spiritual world is, that's a human form of life. From human form of life only, it is possible to go to the spiritual world, not from any other forms. So it is mandatory that one has to come to the platform of human life to go back home, back to Godhead. So next, Haridas Thakur explained the verse as follows. As the first glimpse of sunlight dissipates one's fear of thieves and ghosts, so with the first hint of offenseless chanting of the Lord's name, reactions of sinful life immediately disappear. If a devotee can continue to chant without offenses, he goes on to awaken ecstatic love for Krishna. So another example, what Haridas Thakur is telling is, the moment the sun rises, thieves and ghosts, they are afraid of the light. So their activity will be only at night in darkness. Thieves will come and rob houses, steal things from houses only when it is night, because no light. People are afraid of also. So they will come and steal. And ghosts, they also travel at night, not daytime. They're also scared of light. So they will also be disappearing because of the sunrise. Similarly, wherever Harinam is there, now the ghosts and other evil spirits will not be there. No asuric mentality people will be there. They are scared of Harinam. So that is another point that Haridas Thakur is telling. Liberation. So if a devotee can continue to chant without offenses, he goes on to awaken ecstatic love for Krishna. And apart from clearing of all sins, they will also awaken ecstatic love for Krishna. Then Haridas Thakur stated, liberation is the insignificant result derived from a glimpse of the awakening of offenseless chanting of the holy name. So liberation is insignificant result, as I told you earlier. Now the devotees doesn't bother at all about liberation. Insignificant it is, as far as the devotee is concerned. It's an insignificant result derived from the glimpse of awakening offenseless chanting of the holy name. When Haridas made this claim, a ritualistic Brahmana challenged him, saying that he had exaggerated the powers of the holy name. So there was an instant in Chaitanya Charitamrita that when Haridas Thakur was glorifying the holy name of the Supreme Lord, so he was telling that, simply by chanting Krishna's name, all the sins will be eradicated. So then one of the caste Brahmanas, so-called Pandita Brahmana, he threatened Haridas Thakur. No, you are exaggerating this. It will not happen. Simply by chanting Hare Krishna, how all the sins will be eradicated? how one will get liberation. If you don't prove this with Shastric evidences, I will cut off your nose. That's what this Brahmana said. Then very humbly, Haridas Thakura quoted verses from scriptures and substantiated his claim that I'm not simply saying this, Shastra says this. And he has quoted the Ajamila's episode as a proof. What is that Ajamila? Ajamila, he called out the Lord Narayana's name. It was in Nama Bhasa, not even in Shuddhanam. It was Nama Bhasa because he did not call out Narayana the Lord, called out the name of his son. Incidentally, that name of Lord Narayana, same name the son also had. So even he got benefited. Okay, he got a second chance. So in that episode, it is said in Bhagavatam that Sanketyam Parihasyam va Stobam Ehelanam Evava Vaikunta Nama Grahanam Asesharga Haram Vidu. So if you chant the holy name of the Lord, Sanketyam, okay, just in a joking manner. Suppose some people look at this Hare Krishna, they don't have any other job. They keep always chanting. So it's a joking way. Okay, jokingly, they're taunting or teasing Hare Krishna devotees. So that time, what did they utter? Look at this Hare Krishna devotees. He chanted Hare Krishna. It's in a joking way. He's getting benefited. So even if it is in a joking way, taunting way, teasing way, Sanketyam Parihasyam va Stobam Helanam Evava. Stobam in entertaining some song is there. During entertainment, they will call out or they may sing some songs with the name of Krishna, Rama. Okay, they are not intentionally call out the Lord, but during entertainment, some song, something when they are singing, they are calling out the Lord's name also. So in a entertaining way, in a joking way, indirect way, neglectful way, people may take out the name of Supreme. Sometimes when we address somebody Hare Krishna, some people, even though they are not believers, they will also repeat the same thing, Hare Krishna. Okay, indirectly. So they're all calling out. So such people also get the benefit how their sins also will be destroyed. So Haridas Thakur quoted that also from the scriptures. And also Haridas Thakur quoted from Padma Purana, Sagrat Uchcharitam Yena Harit Idi Aksharadvayam Baddha Parikarastena Mokshaya Gramanam Prati. One who chants the two syllables Hari, even once becomes eligible for liberation. One who chants the two syllable Hari will be eligible to get liberation from this material existence if he chants offenselessly. So Haridas Thakur did not exaggerate this, which was not an exaggeration. So Kas Brahmana, got defeated in this argument. He quoted verses from the scriptures and established the fact that offenseless chanting will definitely give you liberation. So this that. So he gave the example of Ajamila. Ajamila, as we all know, although he did not call out the Supreme Lord Narayana, he got a second chance. And how he went to Haridwar and practiced Harinam for 12 years. Then he could go back home, back to Godhead. So he got a second chance. So even if they are sinful, okay, if their complete material desires are not vanquished, they will get another chance. So in that chance, second chance, they will purify themselves and get liberated to the Vaikuntha or Gola Gondana, where they can do the devotional activities to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, but Haridas Thakur replied with Shastric proof. He gave the example of Ajamala, who chanted the Lord's holy name with the intention of calling his son Narayana, yet who was thereby immediately freed of his sinful reactions and who ultimately attained to the spiritual world. Haridas also quoted a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam proving that pure devotees prefer serving to the Lord being liberated without such service. Okay. So pure devotees of Supreme Personality of Godhead are not interested in liberation, rather they are interested in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is their mood. They don't want liberation. Liberation is waiting for them at their doorstep with the folded hands. Hello, sir, may I come in? The bhakta or devotee will say, I am not interested. I am interested only in serving Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is the mode of a devotee. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura elaborately describes the stages of chanting the holy name in his Harinama Chintamani. Harinama Chintamani. Okay. So what is Harinama Chintamani? So it is written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur about the glories of the holy name. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, or I don't know, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, you know, Namacharya Haridas Thakur. You know, what is how Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, I think, or I don't know, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, translated that in English. The dean of the faculty of the chanting of the holy name of Supreme Personality of Godhead. You know, Namacharya Haridas Thakur. What is the English translation? The dean of the faculty of chanting the holy name of the Lord. Okay, so in his Harinama Chintamani, Bhaktivinoda Thakur also gives elaborately about the chanting of this holy name. So chanting that is full of ignorance and offenses is known as Nama Parada, as I explained. So with offenses, if you chant, it is called Nama Parada. The next stage, which still contains imperfection, is known as Nama Bhasa. Ajamila chanted in Nama Bhasa, or the shadow of the holy name. This is the stage in which one can attain freedom from sins and even liberation. In this stage, they will get freedom from sins, even liberation they will attain. Okay, that is the second stage. So what to speak of the Shuddhanama? Shuddhanama, if anybody chants, they will get Krishna Bhakti. But one can attain pure Krishna Prema only by chanting without offenses. The stage known as Shuddhanama, or the pure chanting of the holy name. So Nama Bhasa, which is the beginning, Nama Brada. The second stage is Nama Abhasa, and third stage is Shuddhanama. So all the sinful reactions will be destroyed in the second stage. Even liberation is possible in the second stage. King Kulachagra says that one who has attained love of Krishna has all other benedictions easily within his grip, including Mukti and the Gesa Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. So the person who has attained love of Krishna has all other benediction. So the person who is a Shuddha Bhakta, who is the recipient of Krishna Bhakti, automatically he will have the Mukti and Bhukti and Siddhi, everything, automatically. They don't have to specifically try or endeavor for such side products. It will come automatically. It is up to them to use in the service of the, or they may reject also. We don't want that. So if at all they take it, if they become wealthy, okay, they will use that wealth in the service of Supreme Personality of Godhead. If they are influential, they will use their influence also in the service of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this also by Vilamangala Thakur, Krishna Karnamrita, this is mentioned. Okay, what is it that? Bhaktis Tvai Tiradara Bhagavan Yadi Syad Devenana Phalati Divya Kishora Murti Mukti Swayam Mugiladanjali Sevadesmi Sman Dharmartha Kama Gadaya Samaya Pradiksha. My dear Lord, if I am engaged in firm devotional service unto you, then I can very easily perceive your transcendental youthful form. So what Bilamangala Thakur is telling, that if I am engaged in your devotional service, firm, okay, not, in a light way. You should have a firm conviction And you should do that sincerely. With sincerity, you should do devotee service, not for time pass. Then I can very easily perceive your transcendental youthful form. Then it is possible for us to perceive the transcendental youthful form. Then we can have the vision, darshan of the transcendental form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And as far as liberation is concerned, she stands at my door with with folded hands, waiting to serve me, and all material conveniences of religiosity, economic development, and sense gratification stand with her. So for a devotee, all this dharma, artha, kama, moksha, everything is there. It's a package. But devotees not, as I told you, devotees are not interested because their only purpose is to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead for his satisfaction. So they neglect all other byproducts. And if at all they accept it, they will use in the service of Supreme Personality of Godhead. A pure devotee easily attains wealth and liberation, but is not interested in them. As Srila Prabhupada, as Srila Prabhupada Saraswati writes in his Sri Chaitanya Chandramrita, for a pure devotee, impersonal liberation is palatable as going to hell, and the heavenly cities of the demigods are as real as flowers imagined to float in the sky. So, Prabhupada Saraswati writes in his Sri Chaitanya Chandamrita, for a Shuddha Bhakta, pure devotee, liberation is like what? As palatable as going to hell. Going to hell is palatable. It's not palatable, you know. So for a devotee, liberation is like going to hell. Because that is not they are searching for. They are searching for Krishna Bhakti, not liberation. So for a devotee, going to hell is, it is as good as going to hell, getting liberation. And another simile or comparison is given is, and the heavenly cities of the demigods are as real as flowers imagined to float in the sky. So going to heavenly planets is compared to the real flowers, okay, imagined to float in the sky. The real flowers, they don't float in the sky, isn't it? So it's as good as that. So in brief, the devotees doesn't want liberation. They are not after liberation. But a devotee is already liberated from all these material contaminations. Already on the liberated platform. They are not endeavoring for that. But they are already liberated. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. Na sochadi na kankshadi. They are already on the liberated stage, a pure devotee. Okay. The devotee is Atma Rama. Atma Rama means self-satisfied. They are satisfied within themselves because he knows that devoted service to Krishna brings everything. Whatever is required for making the atmosphere very conducive for carrying out devotional activities, God will award them. Krishna will award them. If it is wealth, Krishna will award them. If it is name and fame, Krishna will award them. If that is required for doing devotional activities, Krishna will give everything for a devotee because they are pure devotees who wants just to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, irrespective of whether they are in the material world or the spiritual world. So Krishna makes suitable arrangements so that they can do devotional activities without any hindrance, without any obstacles. So this is the power of holy name of Supreme Personality of Godhead. The two syllable Krishna, the magical powers. King Kulashekara is explaining. Hare Krishna, Vancha Kalpatarubhesa, Kripa Sindhubhyavacha, Padidanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, इंताय गो प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि हरे कृष्ण।